Hello everyone, and welcome to the video that will introduce the research that we plan to conduct between now and May of 2021 on the three so-called people topics that include workforce, change management, and organizational culture. My name is Chela Vitasovic, and I'm the principal investigator on this Water Research Foundation project. You will also hear from the utility leads and the co-principal investigator, Scott Haskins. We will start with an introduction, and then we will discuss scope and content of this research within the overall UAIM efforts. Then we will hear from the utility leads. They will speak about the importance of this work and the mission that we're trying to accomplish. And finally, we will just talk about some coordination and logistics that we will have to establish in order to do this work. During the first year of the project, utilities developed business process models for those topics and areas that were high priority for them, areas that they wanted to focus on, analyze, and improve. In year 2 of the project, utilities used the business process models developed in year 1 to analyze how they execute these processes and design improvements. The deliverables from second year included case studies that were developed by different utilities, such as pump station renewal and replacement, construction inspection process improvement, or cross-media electronic reporting. So these case studies were also important deliverables of this second year. We described their internal value creation as people interacting within an organization to execute business processes that may be enabled by technology. So our focus in the first couple of years was primarily on the business processes and also included a little bit about the technology. Business process modeling was not done for its own sake. It was done for us to gain an understanding about how we create value, and that understanding would then create a basis for us designing improvements and help us address the challenges we face. In September of 2019, we conducted a workshop that was attended by roughly 40 representatives from utilities to look into 4 areas of interest: developing asset management plan, business case evaluation for CIP, CIP delivery, and managing enterprise risk. Utilities defined their key challenges in these 4 areas, and then they mapped them on their 3x3 matrix, and the results were interesting because they showed that 46% of the challenges that they were facing were related to people, 43% were related to processes, and 11% were related to technology. So we realized that as we proceed, that we have to pay attention to the people issues. In addition to including consideration of people and organizations, we also realized that we have to consider the impact on external parties and entities, the reaction that we're going to receive, and our ability to learn and make adjustments to our people, organization, processes, or technology in order to respond to these reactions. Our UAIM model, the one that we used to have, is now in the upper left corner, the value creation internally, and includes processes, people, and technology that could be at different levels of maturity. We also can look at different components of external impact on community, economy, policy, environment, that can be also at different levels of maturity. And the reaction that we're receiving and our ability to learn and change and make adjustments can also be at different levels of maturity. But it creates this feedback loop that goes continuously as we create value and react to the difference between the value that is expected and the value that we're actually delivering. The loop that is shown in blue shows how we learn based on the impact and the reaction we're getting from external parties. And there is an additional, more profound way to learn, which is that in addition to this reaction from outside, we are also willing to consider the fundamental assumptions in how we do business, our organizational culture and governance that can be at different levels of maturity and that drive through organizational value system our ability to learn and change. So this is the new and improved model for UAIM. The schedule for these efforts, and they're going to follow these three efforts concurrently, the same methodology, is posted to our knowledge base. And the basic steps are that we're going to conduct a literature review, identify good existing assessment methods for each one of the topics, maturity models, conceptual models, prepare guidelines that utilities can use to help them with these issues, and then produce a report. The schedule for our project is from August 17, 2020 to May 31st, 2021. This concludes the first part of the Kickoff conference call that provided the context for our work in the following months. In part 2, Scott Haskins and the utility leads will introduce themselves and also introduce the mission of our efforts in the next few months.